Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel, and for another video on doing some maintenance on your 2016 and up Honda Civic. We're gonna be changing the transmission fluid today. So I just wanted to go over before I start the video of how to do it, what type of oil you should use, which should be the HCF2 transmission fluid straight from Honda. It's not too expensive, and it's better to just go with the OEM one versus aftermarket ones for these cars specifically. I know there's other good like oil companies like Modal that makes really good oils for like manual transmissions, but this is automatic, so we're gonna stick with the OEM one. And this is how it looks like. Make sure you get this one for your engine. Double check your owner's manual, but this should be the correct one for all the automatic transmission. Don't get the other one. I was about to get the other one because they only had it outside in the parts department at Honda, and I just double checked, and then they actually got this one from the back, so they didn't have this one out. Most likely maybe because they steal it or something. So let me see if I have the part number right here. This is the part number, but honestly you guys really don't need the part number as long as it looks like this, and make sure it just says HCF2. You're gonna need 4 of these, 4 quarts, and I spent in total with taxes $53.86, which is kind of not too bad, to be honest. For 4 quarts, it was like around $12.30 a quart. But of course, that's San Jose Bay Area prices. Probably if you live somewhere else, maybe like Utah or Kansas, probably a lot cheaper. So I guess you guys can't go based off my prices. But comment down below, let me know how much you guys paid if you guys decide to DIY this yourself. It's always good to replace the crush washer. I totally forgot about it at Honda, so I ended up just going to like my local O'Reilly's or AutoZone, any parts store, and they should carry it. This one was a complete kit. It came with the actual plug with the magnetic tip and a washer. Doesn't really look like a crush washer to me, but this was the same one that Honda has, so I'm assuming this is their version of a crush washer. And this is the part number on this one. It's going to be 090-178CD. They should have it in stock. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need for the parts you're going to be replacing, and other tools that I recommend using. Let me show you guys. A jack would be good, so you could jack up the car a little bit. Some flat heads, so you could take off some of the body pieces, and then the tray underneath the car. And a wrench. Just get one of those basic complete sets that has, you know, from like 7 all the way up to like 24. Start by popping the trunk open. I'll make this video super simple, just show you guys how to do it the best way possible, the cleanest way possible. And we're gonna start off by actually removing the air box. We're gonna have to get that out of the way so we can fill up the car. And then the drain plug is underneath it, so we also have to pop that tray out, that silver tray down there. So let's start. And you take out the tray. That one's super simple. All you do is use a flathead and you just twist, and then it pops down. And now we're gonna take out this plastic panel by removing all the bolts right here. So let me go ahead and do that. And we're gonna put these somewhere safe. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and remove the plastic panel. We're just gonna put it up here for now. And now we have access to this part right here that we gotta remove this. And then there's gonna be 2 bolts on the bottom that we have to remove as well. It actually looks like for my case, somebody already tried to remove it and it's already broken. So in my case, I'm just gonna break a little bit more just to pop it out. Fortunately for my case, it needed to completely break off. And this side is missing one as well, so for you guys it's gonna be simple. It's just like the push pins, pry it out. There will be a few bolts you have to take off. There's one right there, one right there. So it's gonna be a 10mm, and I'm using two extensions and a deep socket to get into this bolt right here. Then you're gonna grab your towels, or you can use like old t-shirt or something, and just kind of lay it out right here. You're gonna need 2 of those. You really don't need 2, but I'm gonna use 2. Now we're gonna take out the air filter. We're gonna unhook those, take it out. And it is a good time to replace yours if yours is dirty. We actually just replaced this one maybe like a month ago, so it's not too bad. It's already seen a fly or bee. So yeah, if you have a K&N one, it's good to clean it and let it dry while you're doing this work, or just replace it with the new one. And the reason I'm using these is just to kind of cover it up so dust doesn't go on it. Okay, this is kind of hard to record, but this part, it's kind of like a pin. So you use like jab a flathead and then you just turn it. You kind of just pry it up. And as you can see, it's popping up. So just keep doing that. It's gonna be hard for me to record. Disconnect the map sensor. And you got this whole thing out. It's good to kind of clean it. Some people remove this, really don't have to. Don't do extra work for no reason. Just remove the map sensor and just kind of have it somewhere right there. We can also put another towel there and then just disconnect this just by pushing it out with the flathead. We're also gonna put little blue towels right there in these 2 holes just to make sure there's no debris going in there, which there shouldn't be. And right there is the filler plug. It's gonna be hard to tell, but it's that black one with the little metal hook sticking out of it. I'm just gonna pry it open and you can see it's lubricated. So the car does take 3.7 quarts. The only reason I say this video is kind of better than the other ones is because I did look on YouTube and all these other videos are actually draining the fluid first, and that's incorrect. You never want to just drain the fluid first because what if you can't access the filler plug, you know? What if it's stripped? What if it's cracked or something welded? I don't know. It's always good to make sure that you're able to know that you can actually fill the car back up once you drain it from fluids, no matter if it's transmission, engine oil, blinker washer fluid. So now let's get down there and drain it. And we're gonna do it the ghetto way. I don't know where my container is for oil, so I'm just gonna sacrifice this bucket. The handle broke off, so it's all good. But we're gonna fill this one up with oil. And then we are gonna crack that fill plug. So some, I guess, air, some circulation could go through. And I also gotta get a funnel. You really don't need a funnel because it's right there, but we'll get a funnel just to fill it up. And then I'm gonna show you a bonus tip to try to get more old fluid out and put more new fluid. So now that we're down in the car, cat right here on your right side, transmission drain plug, and then right there's the check plug. So you don't need a socket, you just put the wrench in and then you just do counterclockwise. And it's always good to have like a little pry bar. This is just like an old little pipe that I have. Might get messy, so grab some towels. And as you can see, it's draining, so let's let it drain. And as it's draining, let's open up that fill plug just to have some more air go in. And I'm just gonna like have it cracked open like that, you know, just so I don't lose it and it's there. Okay, now that we just have it dripping, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna lower the car a little bit. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my actual oil can, and that which sits a lot lower, but this one's still pretty high up. I'm just gonna lower it a little bit just so like the fluid could kind of like go from whatever's in the back forward. For you guys could probably lower it even more if you use a proper oil container. for the check plug, it's a size 18, and we're gonna loosen that one up right now. I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear that, but more fluid is actually flowing just from dropping in like an inch. So let's wait for that to drain off. Okay, now that we have all the fluid drained, pull the oil container out, and we're gonna put the new drain plug and crush washer, and then we're gonna start filtering up. Just to show you guys, this is the old drain plug. Honestly, it's still pretty good. Right there's a crush washer. It looks really good, but you see all this little like black smudge. It's honestly normal for transmissions, like the first 2 times, 3 times you actually do the transmission fluid change. So don't be worried about it. It does have a little bit of flake, but that's normal. If you guys even care about this type of knowledge, you could check back on one of my other videos for my BRZ. When I first did it, it was way more black chunks, like literally 3-4 times this amount, and I was actually worried about it. But we're good. We're replacing it with something better. And honestly, if you guys don't want to spend extra money, you could reuse this. It works perfectly fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. Now we're gonna be filling her up. So let's put some towels there. And we're gonna be taking it out. Then we're gonna be putting a funnel in there. Like that. And then we're gonna start filling her up one by one. I'm gonna start filling her up. We're gonna be checking the check plug. We're on our final quart, and we're gonna start checking that one. I'm gonna fill it up on probably until like 3.4, 3.5, and start double checking the check plug. It's pouring out, and it's up until the 300 millimeter mark. So that's exactly 3.7 quarts. So right now we're actually gonna let it drain out a little bit. And let me just show you guys how it looks like. That's how it looks like right now. It's draining. Kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's slowly draining. So it stopped pouring. I plugged it back in, and now I'm gonna put this plug. Cleaned it a little bit, and then we're just gonna put everything back together. Super simple job, honestly, guys. And then once I put everything back together, let me show you guys what to do next, okay? So I'm just gonna do this really quick. I'm not gonna bore you guys. It's pretty much just repeat what you guys did earlier, but in reverse. Finished buttoning everything up, and now we're doing a test drive. I did go through every gear, so it's good to just be in park and then drive, or that's reverse, neutral, drive, and then S and L. So it's good to kind of just go through it a little bit, just kind of like leave it in there for a couple seconds, and then go on to the next gear. And then now that I've done that, I did that like 3 times, powered it off, turned it back on, and then I did it like that. Now I'm actually gonna go on the freeway and just go through every gear. I'm not like smashing on it or anything, just kind of like smoothly just transition from like 1 gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, and so on. I believe this car has 6 gears, so I'm just gonna go through every single one, and then probably hit maybe like 75, 80, just to make sure that, you know, I put enough fluid. I was scared because I did see some oil leakage, but that's because it was from it draining out and not going to the bucket. I was actually missing the bucket. So let's go through every gear right now. Well, that's it, guys. Went through all the gears, drove. I hit like 70 miles an hour, and then I hit a little bit of like stop and go traffic. The car shifting smoothly. If anything, is shifting better than how it was shifting before. We got new fluid in there. I really wish there was a oil filter. I know there's one outside, but when I went to the Honda dealership, they told me that there's no oil filter to change out. Even though in a couple other videos I've seen that they do change one out. But I guess since it's not directly a transmission fluid filter, they don't really have one, quote unquote. So personally, I don't recommend changing it, just because if you do change it, it might void your warranty. So personally, I'll say just stay away from it. And doing your fluid changes for transmissions or CVTs is recommended 30,000. Fortunately, my girlfriend was way past due. She's almost hitting 70,000 with this car. So it's pretty much, I guess, like 2 transmission fluid changes in one. So hopefully it is running a lot better now. And thank you guys for watching. Let me know if it was helpful. This is how I did it. You guys can follow along. Obviously, this is just entertainment purposes. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. And please hit that subscribe button if you found this video helpful. It really does go a long way, and it really does help out the channel, especially with all these tools I buy. Tools start to rack up. They're really expensive, and who knew? And I really want to get some quick jacks to jack up the car a lot quicker, which would be cool. But I tried showing you guys everything you could do in a budget, which you really didn't need that much tools on this one. So until next time, guys, good vibes, and see you later.